Alright, welcome to another Space Luchador program. Today, hopefully a short video. It's a quick video. I'm going to review it and I'm going to give you a little science, right? A little example of everything I've been saying in all my videos. Now I know some of you don't like the fact, you know, why are you right? Well, because I am, right? But anyways, if you want to help me help you, well, you can buy me a coffee, right? That'll help me support. You'll support me, right? Help me build this so I could get a better running ship, and by that I mean the studio, right? And show you next level beyond what I'm showing you now. So anyway, there you go. Let's go ahead and jump in, and I'll tell you what I mean by the whole paradox and how simple it really is, and how the problem, right, is indeed the answer, and the answer is indeed the problem. Now, check it out, right? All right, let's jump in.
Gentlemen, if you're in your 40s and you're single, your dating value market is at an all-time high. And I'm not saying this just to hype you up, but I have spoken to a lot of my clients who are 40 plus and they don't see their own value. Here are some problems that I see. Number one, you focused on your increasing age when the woman hasn't. If you're young at heart, you can be 70 and still find a catch. In therapy, I call this a limiting self-belief or age excuses, to be blunt. Secondly, you're over 40, but you're just done with all the BS. You have just been through so much that now you have this overreactive BS radar. And lastly, if you're 40, single, unmarried, or divorced, women will wonder if you are traumatized. Make sure you call it out and set your intentions clearly and confidently. Gentlemen.
Well, look at that. She gave you the answer, while inadvertently giving you the problem, which leads to the answer, which is what I'm trying to say. All right, so I'm going to break it down step by step to show you what I mean, and I'm going to show you how women are indeed amazing, right? They really are. Because I love the game. I really do, right? Now, at some point, yes, I was like a lot of you out there, frustrated, and but it wasn't because I was frustrated at the situation, but it was more of was frustrated because I didn't get it, right? I was frustrated at my own failure, right? Which leads to this. Guys in their 40s that are still single and struggling, all right? Now, this is the point, all right? Now, let me show you what I mean before, stop all this damn mumbo jumbo about me, right? And being frustrated and all that crap. So let's go ahead and hopefully explain what I'm trying to explain, and hopefully that you get it, right?
If you're in your 40s and you're single, your dating value market is at an all-time high.
Okay, we'll start with that. What is this dating value market BS that I've been hearing a lot of people, your dating value market and choosing signals and all this other crap? Notice she doesn't tell you what that is, right? And no, it's not because you're 40, right? And now you're like in your prime or whatever. No, it's not that at all. Check it out.
And I'm not saying this just to hype you up, but I have spoken to a lot of my clients who are 40 plus and they don't see their own value. Here are some problems that I see. Number one, you focused on your increasing age.
Okay, but what is this value? See, it's like, well, you don't see your value. Yeah, but where does this value come from? Now, if you saw my last video, I kind of explained a little bit of that value, right? But here, I'm going to give it to you again. Only this time, the value of a man. Now, what is this value? Well, these values are determined by your abilities, your wisdom, your knowledge, and how you go about using said tools and wisdom and knowledge. That, my friend, is your value. Now, the perceived, all-time high value is that women look to you, a 40-year-old, to know what they're doing. It's what I've been saying all along. Now, I'll show you what I mean. Check this out, because even in her own video, she points this out subtly. Maybe not knowingly, but she did it, and that's the point. That it came out period, right? And I do actually believe that it doesn't come out knowingly. It's subconsciously, right? So I'm still working on whether they truly understand or they just know. Does that make sense? Like it's a thing. It's just the whole woman nature thing. But anyways, that's not what this video is about today. So let's continue.
When the woman hasn't. If you're young at heart, you can be 70 and still find a catch. In therapy, I call...
You see that? Only how many of us have, if we had a dime for every time a girl, even in our 20s or 30s, right? A girl says to you or judge you or looks down on you when you say, well, what's your dating limit? Like, would you date a 19-year-old? And it's a trick. You creep, you pedo, all this other crap, right? And here is this woman telling you, well, if you're 70, you could still date it. Come on. You see, you got to see through the hypocrisy, right? Which, again, it's not personal. It's just the name of the game, okay? It's what it is. It's the misleading and, deception, all that. But, again, that could be another video. I'm just breaking this one down. Just showing you the little things, right? The little details.
Call this a limiting self-belief or age excuses.
Oh, now it's an age excuse. See what I mean? But anyways, I'm gonna get into all that for now.
Secondly, you're over 40, but you're just done with all the BS.
And there it is. All right? This is important. You're over 40 and you're just done with the BS. Basically, you've been forced into, right, somehow stumbling into the answer that was there all along, which is my point of why it's so damn simple, that it's hard, because you never saw this. It literally had to take you 40 years for you to get tired of all the BS, right? Which is what she's saying here. And now you're done taking the BS, right? Which, again, was the answer all along. But here it comes, right?
You have just been through so much that now you have this overreactive BS radar.
Now, what is that, right? How does it, well, overreacted BS radar? What does that mean? It means you don't take no shit, that you snap just like that, right? That you will not fall for dumbass tricks because you've been there, done that, and you're tired of it, right? And simple things like, well, we might meet up, we may not. Now, a younger guy'd be like, well, we should and do everything under the sun to try to get to meet her or meet up or whatever the hell, right? A 40 and 50 up would be like, all right, shit, right? I will not be waiting. I will not push anymore. I will not give you anything, right? If it happens, it happens. Because you've given up. You're tired. You're done. It's over. And ironically, that was the answer all along. Which, again, I told you, it's a paradox, right? The answer was to not give a rat's ass since day one. And it took you 40 years to not give a rat's ass, right? But it's not because you found the answer, right? Even though I'm giving you the answer right here, which you should be, and you're just in time before you ever hit 40, right? But ironically, like I said, you found the answer because you stumbled into it after 40 years of failing. Right? That's what she's saying. Essentially. Or at least I am. Right? All right, let's continue.
And lastly, if you're 40, single, unmarried, or divorced.
All right, now pay attention to this part because this is even more important and even more telling, which proves my point. Right? She said, be careful. Right? Because women will look to you for this very reason.
Women will wonder if you are traumatized.
There it is. Now, like I said, is it subconscious, right? Is it woman nature? But understand what she said, right? She said, now be careful because you are indeed 40, right? And women will look towards you if you're single or divorced or lame as hell or whatever it is. And she will look down upon you if you are now 40 and you haven't learned by now. That's what she's saying. That is what she is saying. And that's what I've been saying in my video all along for today, right? This video. I'm showing you the ropes. This is how simple it really is. This is how it was. This is how it's always been. And this is how it's going to continue to be. And it doesn't care about your feelings or your politics or the way you want it. This is just the way it is. And I'm showing you the game. It ain't personal. Right? It ain't her. It ain't me. It ain't everybody else. It's the game. And you must learn to play it. This is why you're here today. The Space Luchador program. So, if you got any kind of value, any kind of interest, right, out of this video today, give me a like, share, subscribe. If you know 40 and 50-year-old guys or younger guys that you feel that need this, right, this next level wisdom that no one out there is giving you today, this is the place. All right, so again, help me help you by, again, like, share, subscribe, right? But let's finish this video up. But there you go. I hope I explained it. I hope you understood it. I hope it piques your interest, because this is it, right? There ain't no other answer. This is it. This is why I like it. This is why I love it, because there ain't no other. It makes it simpler on me, because there ain't no, this is it. I'm literally telling you, this is it. There ain't no other way. So again, it's easy, right? It's like building a model kit, right? The pieces fit, they fit. That's it. You can't build the model any other way you want unless you do some custom work. But that's a whole nother damn loophole that we ain't gonna get into today, right? Some smart as well, you know. You can custom, yeah, I know. But in this case, right, it's a universal law, okay? Anyway, let's finish it up.
Make sure you call it out and set your intentions clearly.
There it is. And there's the answer to the confrontation of why indeed are you single? You know, how did you get divorced? Why are you so damn miserable? Why are you alone, right? Why ain't you taking the BS? Well, there it is. Make sure you say clearly and confidently your intentions, which was the answer all along. You see what I mean now? The reason she's saying it like this, right, is because, understand, she is talking about 40-year-olds and up, right? So there's a little, I don't want to call it a loophole, right? But it's a little technicality of, well, a 20-year-old to 30, while they can do the clearly and confidently and all that crap, it doesn't work. However, and this is my point, a 40-year-old, it does, because of the premise. Okay? Now, perception is indeed reality, and you'll hear it here. Maybe not first, because it has been said before, right? By, wisdom and other men, right, that understand this. Perception indeed is reality. So, when you see a 20-year-old talking clearly and confidently, it ain't believable. Why? Because of the simple fact that he's 20, right? So understand. Now, let me give you the other perception reality, right? A 40-year-old then indeed has the credibility because of the very that he's 40, which is the point. So he has the age to back up this, declaration, if you will, right? And putting his foot down, there's an age to give it the credibility. At 20, it's harder to believe, right? Which is why it doesn't work. Understand? Like I've said before in other videos, any tactic that you use must be legitimate. Understand? Now, if you reach next level, and I promise you, you will, if you continue on the Space Luchador bandwagon, right? And come on board with me, I will show you that yes, indeed, you can back shit up by literally backing up, but by absolutely nothing. But there's a little trick. It's a tweak, all right? True confidence comes and is backed up by absolutely nothing. Now, I'll explain that later, but understand, all right? This is for future videos. Just understand what I'm saying about the credibility part, right? Okay? 20-year-old has nothing to back it up. And I know what I said about the nothing, but understand. A woman will look at that and go, okay, you seem too advanced, right? Basically, for your years, right? And confidence, well, where? You're only 20. Makes no sense. So she'll back up, right? And therefore, right, look for this credibility that I speak of. But if it's not there, and that's my point, right, 20-year-old will fall off. Basically, fake tactic. Understand? Now, 40-year-old. 40-year-old has the credibility just on the age alone. And pretty much he is tired and beat up. So there you go. He's got something backing up these words or stand of declaration. So there you go. I hope you understood. I know it's a little complicated. I know it might be a little mumbo jumbo-y. You may not, be like, well, damn, shit, like, damn, I hadn't seen it like that. Or, anyways, just rest assured, I've done the math. I could explain all the nuts and bolts, but it would make my video too damn long. So for now, just understand. Credibility. Okay? Credibility that will be searched for with any declaration that you put out there. So that's why those guys, I'll do this and I'll do that if you do this and blah, blah, blah. They already know you got no damn credibility backing any of that crap up. And that's how you end up, right, in friend zone situations and ghosted and all that other crap. But anyways, that will end today's video for today. So there you go. Like, share, subscribe. Again, you want to help me, buy me a coffee. There you go, right? Clearly and confidently, she'll give you the answer.
Gentlemen.
And I are pretty clear, right? Pretty simple. There it is. Simple exercise. Want you to understand the difference, right? From a 20-year-old to a whole another 20, right? On top of that, just understand. Perception is reality. When a woman sees a 20-year-old guy, again, we'll end with this 20-year-old guy, right, that has built nothing, has nothing, right, and most probably has nothing because he's 20, right? He didn't have the time. So just perception, just straight up perception. Well, that would dictate that another man with 20 more years, right, of experience, quote unquote, right, would indeed be able to back it up. So it's just a little technicality, right? Which, again, we can work it all this shit. I've done the math. I got all the answers, right? But just understand, it's that little understanding of that leads you to the ultimate answer that you need. So there you go. All right, so forget about the market value and all that other crap. You dictate your dating value, market, or whatever the hell you dictate. Right? But understand, it's with wisdom, knowledge, tactics, okay? Tools, and how good you can wield them. Some of them, like I said, are so simple, you didn't even have to make a move, right? Which is what makes it hard. But understand, that alone, okay, you're already above everybody else. So there you go. I'll see you on the next Space Studio program.